Welcome to episode, is it 8, I think,
That's
of
just crazy,
Unprocessed?
right? I'm proud of us.
I'm really proud of us. We'll see if we go live. Like, I'm watching right now to see if we actually pop up on the Substack to see if I did this right and everything. But regardless, we are live. We're live somewhere. So, um,
You
I
mean we are alive?
yeah, exactly. We are alive. So yeah.
I know. So I think we were gonna do the topic and, everything's timing. We were gonna do the topic on travel and nutrition, and I think it's so timely that we're doing this. So I'm obviously wearing a suit. I'm about to get in the car right now, drive to Albany, then have a wedding this weekend, go back to Saratoga to present to New York State. I have already been in New Orleans. I'm heading to San Diego. Like, you and me are on this, like,
Okay, so
crazy.
let's do this. Let's do this right now because people see me on the road
Yep.
and they're like, I don't know where you've been. It's crazy. Like, whatever. Okay, so let's lay it out for people.
Mhm.
So first of all, let me say this. Anybody who's joining us, because I did make it online, Kelly. So if anybody thought we were gonna do this on Tuesday like we normally do, I got in at 1 a.m. and to Des Moines. And the next morning I came in, I thought it was great. And I have a new computer because I didn't wear out, but I broke apparently the keyboard column. Like, so if you've ever looked at a keyboard, there's like a number, like the number 2, and then there's a W and an X, an S and an
Yes.
X. You probably never noticed this. Just so you know, that is actually considered a column on a keyboard.
Mhm.
And if all of those keys simultaneously do not work, but all of the other keys on your keyboard work, you have a hardware problem. And my laptop wasn't worth enough, nor did I have the time, right? And I was leaving town in 2 days, so I
Mhm.
got a new laptop, and it didn't work. It did not work with this software, and so we tried for an entire 30 minutes, and we never got online. So here we are. So, for anyone that's joining us, this is Unprocessed and Unfiltered. And the purpose of the show, which is, I will tell you, after being on the road, is even more important to me. And I know it is to you
Yeah.
because of what I'm seeing. In fact, as part of our thing, I am actually going to go through what I got in my gift bag at a conference called Nourishing Change. Like, just to put this into perspective and just kind of quickly.
Yeah.
But um, it is to help people understand nutrient density and truly, I don't even like using the word healthy, truly nourishing choices as opposed to avoiding unhealthy ones or sort of being fooled into all of the trickery with good for you brands. Like, if I hear another person say, I have a good for you brand and the health claims that are made, I'm really excited for those people that are subscribers. I'm super pumped. I'll go in a little bit later on what we're gonna do after me being here. Like, I can totally do this now with a bunch of the emerging brands, but it's extraordinarily frustrating. So we're gonna talk travel today
Yeah.
and travel nutrition. And so I'm gonna lay out very briefly what my travel has been the last 2 weeks, and then I want you to lay out yours so that people
Yeah.
understand. Because the other thing is, like, I am definitely not at the top of my game physically, but I am still like, usually you can like see muscles better, like, but like I'm still hanging in there, right? Like, I haven't gone out and bought clothes for like 10 sizes up. Am I in my like my favorite like snazzy pink dress the way I like to look? No, but like I haven't put on 20 pounds with the travel schedule that I have, nor am I like grindingly tired? Like, I was engaging with people last night at dinner and I was noticing, I know it was boring because I talk about how we're going to change the universe, but I was watching people's physical appear, how they were
Right.
exhausted and they were
Right.
they were starting to like I don't have that happen. Like, if I'm with you, I'm engaged, I'm on. So I left a week ago, so the Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend. I left my house at 4:30 in the morning, and I flew out of Miami. I live an hour and 2 hours from Miami, hour and a half. I flew straight to San Francisco, so I had 3 time zone jump, right? And then I then had to go down to Santa Cruz, and then I had 2 separate events that included dinners, right? So I had all day and then dinner, and this isn't like go out to dinner with your friends and, like, have a glass of wine and, like, spill the tea. This is like, we're gonna re-engineer
Well,
the universe.
and I think that's where I kinda wanna throw in there too, that this isn't, like, fun travel. This is, like there's a stress level that comes along with this, and I think that is a piece too that to really keep in mind, with people that are doing what we're doing and traveling for work because, like, already this morning, I wrote out, like, "This is the time I need to be there, this is when the conference is, and this is what I need to wear, and this is, like, what I need to bring," and there's a lot more to it than just, like, "I'm gonna go sit on a beach," travel, you know? So,
Yeah.
there's a stress level involved in that too, and so being aware of that because with that can come not so great food choices, that there is actually, like, anatomy and physiology things that happen with cortisol levels well you'll crave those simple carbohydrates. So I think just putting it out there and being aware that this is where even more of a time with these stress levels with hydration and what we're choosing to eat will also affect that stress level too. So I just wanted to throw that out there because for anyone watching, like it's not just like it's I mean, travel's fine, but it definitely comes along with a much, much higher stress level.
Yeah, it is, and I've noticed that, like, I do want comfort food when I'm traveling, right?
Right.
So then I jumped those time zones. I had the dinner, I had the date, and I've spoke, so, like and you speak a lot, and, like, you're on, and then we are truly trying to engage people to re-engineer our food system from soil through CPG. So I'm working with agriculture, I'm working with food, I'm working with retail, I'm working with retail grocery, I'm working
Mhm.
with restaurant. So there's no like I'm working with elected officials. I mean, there's no relaxing. There's no like, hey, let me I mean, yes, you have to so you're always interweaving this. It's like super intense. So then I was there. I had my both of my events were on so I had Wednesday and Thursday for one event and Friday night and all day Saturday the next. Then we had dinner Saturday evening, and then I went straight to the airport and took a red eye, which I really don't like doing, but in
No, I
this
don't
case, I
either.
really I really try to avoid it. I took a red eye home, and I got home to my house at 9:30 in the morning, like, I drove home. I got in bed. I because then this is how I would do it. So Sunday morning, I got in bed for 2 hours. I actually slept. I got up, and then I got in the pool, and I floated while listening to a meditation, and I know I sound like the most pretentious human alive, but I assure you, like, I got in my pool, I assure you that I do not sleep enough, I work all the time, I don't do those kinds of things, I truly did it to get my nervous system to drop. I have been struggling this week in Des Moines, so then that was that, okay, so then that was Sunday. So now think I'm noon Sunday and I'm back in action with my family, going to the grocery store, cooking dinner, doing laundry, those things. I'm back out the door on Monday morning. So home Sunday morning, Monday morning. I had to pack
Mhm.
for 2 additional events and a trip to Scotland and then another like a memorial when we get back to the States in one carry-on.
And we're also supposed to look good.
We're supposed to look really good, which is why this morning I was like, "You know what? I'm not putting makeup on for this. Like, everyone's gonna see me the way that I am right now." I went for a walk, and I went to the gym, and this is the first time I've done this in, like, a week and a half because there
Well,
was no
on that
time.
again, I think let's dive into that because, this is where nothing has to be perfect, and I think that is a big thing too of, I have been prioritizing sleep over workout right now,
Yes.
and taking those extra hours in the morning. This morning I was already on and had a American Heart board meeting while I'm putting on makeup and whatever. But, I think that that is something I am choosing, and so when I'm like, we walked to dinner last night and we walked to like, so I'm trying to be kind to my body right now too, just because it is stressful and there is so many highs and lows right now. There's like the, "Oh my god, this was so amazing. We had the best conversation."
Yes.
And then you crash because you hear that, like, we're dealing with our nonprofit and 1115 waiver and they're
Thank
looking to
you.
claw back
Thank
all
you.
the money. So, like
I should have called you at 3:30 in the morning.
yeah, because it's super, and it's like the highs and the lows are really tough. And so something like you're going to say, we just said pretentious, but there's something that I want to talk about. And I don't know if anyone on here is a Delta member, but I just have to do a shout out to Delta because I have all the cards. I have United, whatever. Delta makes my life easy. Delta and the Delta Lounge and the cucumbers that are there, and there's protein there, and there's healthy food for me to eat at the airport. And I'm telling you, the cost of that Delta card fully is covered within a week of me traveling. It covers the cost of my bags, it covers the cost of my food, and I'm eating quality food. Every single time I stop for a layover or anything, I'm going in there and I get quality food. And so, again, you're talking about like what things are attainable, but I'm telling you, the cost of that card far exceeds what the benefits I get from it.
Well, and that again, that's the benefits that we're prioriti like, I think this is key. So I wanna go
Mhm.
back to a couple of things, right? So, okay, so then I just wanna to say 2 quick more things, and then I wanna go back, so I wanna unpack all this. I want you to tell us really quickly your travel, and then I wanna dive into the hacks that we both have been using, because I feel like you're hitting on it.
Yeah,
I wanna walk through some of the hacks and some of the nutrition recommendations that you have for both of
sure.
us as we talk through this. So, okay, so then I left again on Monday morning. Well, actually, I made the decision to leave on an 11. I left my house at 10 in the morning. Or not 9, no, 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 in the morning, I left my house again, and I flew to DC, and I had to go to 2 separate dinners in DC and also catch up with some people. There was a conference there, and I wasn't going to that conference, I was going to this conference, but they overlapped. And so I needed to go to these 2 separate dinner events, and so flew there, went to the event, saw everybody for a little while, and then went to these 2 separate dinners, and then went to the airport and took a 10 p.m. flight to Des Moines and on a puddle jumper, and arrived in Des Moines at midnight, which was 1 a.m. East Coast time.
Mhm.
Now I had been bouncing, right? I had been on the West Coast. I was home for
Yeah.
24 hours and then I came back over. And then I went back. So then I went to, I got to Des Moines and I chose, this was a choice in travel and sort of like, how do you stay? I made a choice to rent an Airbnb right across the street from the convention center, which by the way, it's in a friggin' dorm. This is like the strangest thing ever. It's a one-bedroom apartment, but it is actually in like a nursing school dorm, which I don't even know how that works. But I'm right across the street from the convention center. It had a nice gym, and I was like, "Oh, this looks great." Um, and then I can walk, right? Right across.
Mhm.
Like, that's the convenience card. How do you take the friction out of all of this? And then I leave on a red eye tonight. I leave here and I go to Dublin to meet my family. And then we're going to spend a week in Scotland. Then from there, we fly to Maryland. We have to do something there. And then I go home for like 4 days. And then I have to go to Aspen for a 7 day speaking and strategy and then a big conference. And so I think what I've learned is, and I was with Andy from Garmin yesterday, and he was, like, helping me with my Garmin because I still don't use it properly, and he's like, "Let's set these things up," and so he was looking at my watch, and he's like, "You know what I'm most depressed about?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Your stress level is so low
Well,
on my
honestly, that's
watch."
not that's not
I
working appropriately.
Well, no, it is because Kelly, I have been working so hard to try to manage my nervous system. Like, how can I keep how can I keep my allostatic load? Like, I'm completely right overstimulated, but how can I keep, to your point, these highs and lows?
Yeah.
How do I breathe and sort of stay grounded to like keep more, not be like, oh, and let that cortisol spike, right? Because when we do that, that cortisol spike just takes such a toll. And so, like, I will say for me, well, here, I'm going to hand it to you. So tell us where you've been traveling. Tell us what you do from a nutritional perspective
Yeah.
as a nutritionist.
Well, and that's where, everyone's like, "You need to film yourself more," and, believe me, the social media thing, like, I just bought one of those cameras. I'm gonna have a 12-year-old actually teach me how to use it. My daughter's coming home so we can do it, but what I will start doing is, taking this video thing to travel with me so I can stream it for everybody. But I've been everywhere. I've been in New Orleans, Miami, down in what other conference? We've been speaking everywhere. I fly out to San Diego next week. And I have to fit in a friend's daughter's wedding in Martha's Vineyard this weekend. So
Whew.
it's yeah, like getting the ferry, but buying all the tickets. So anyway, it's like a lot of moving parts. We have renters moving in our Airbnb like next week. I'm trying to order a new dishwasher. It's like
Yeah.
it's to a max of like I don't know how it's a it's crazy. But like I said, I wanted to dive into what to eat and how to do this,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
so one of my hacks really is this Delta Club, okay? So, like, I'm telling you, you can get like, they have, like, soup cups, and you can put, like, vegetables and hummus and stuff in this soup
Yeah.
cup and
I'm American and I have the same.
yeah, just
And I
take it with
also
you.
have the
Yes. Yep, me
Amex
too.
card because I really like I will tell you the Centurion lounges for Amex are the best when it comes to food.
It's
However, that's a whole anyways. I mean, we could but I think your point is well taken and I'm with you. I will add it on top of the nutrition is and the reason that this matters is because how your body we you and I could eat different things, the same thing at the same time and depending on how our where our nervous system is, right? How our vagus nerve is responding, where our cortisol levels are, all these things, we are going to metabolize that nutrition differently. And so I think the other really important thing I want to point out is having access to this or again, I'm not rolling in money. Like I have
right.
invested fully in all of this. I am the opposite of
But that
that.
this is what I'm
But to your
saying.
point, we
You
have both of us.
you can
We haven't
save money. Yeah, you can save money with this, and this is where I think people don't understand, like, if you look at the price of what that is, I am telling you, for as much as we travel, it will
correct.
save you so much money. I have actually priced out if I were to purchase these types of foods from the regular thing,
Crazy
and even
expensive.
being able to fill up my water bottle and not having to pay for extra water, not to because a bottle of water in the airport is anywhere between $4 to $8. And so
Yeah.
this is where these are simple hacks that I just want people to understand and know because again, it covers the cost of your bags. It covers like I get to skip
Yeah.
a line so I
So
get in. It covers your
it does.
TSA and all that. Like so when we're talking about cost savings too, because both of us are just scrapping right now, right? Like we're scrapping and the cost of travel is expensive and the cost of these conferences is expensive. And like all of it is stressful and taxing, not just, stress, but it's also money. And so these are simple things that I think have really changed my life is having this access to these lounges and
Yes.
having real food. There's
Yes.
real
So,
food there.
okay, so let's talk about real food. Okay, so
Mhm.
here's my day. I am going to the conference and then I am either taking a 1:30 flight or a 7 p.m. flight that's going to get me to a connecting city for an overnight international flight. So, what would you tell me to eat? What would you
So
tell me to do today for nutrition?
so this is where again what number 1 is we've always talked about what can you add in, right? So what can you add into it and also not skipping meals. So that is a big piece because you are flying and running that if you are missing that meal, if you're not getting in your protein and nutrients and vitamins and fiber, you are going to crash out, right? This is where the stress levels will actually, cortisol and everything will be like, whoa, something's not right here. So number 1 is don't miss the meal. So I already just told my husband I gotta leave in a minute, but I'm like, "Now can you make me the eggs and sourdough?" Like he asked me this morning when I'm like on the conference call trying to pack. And I was like, "No, I can't eat right now." But I do need to eat because if I'm gonna get on the road, I have to make sure, just like you gotta make sure you're getting in that quality food. So that's number 1 is don't skip meals. Number 2 is we have to
I
make
don't do a good job at that, by the way. I
I
don't do a good job.
know, this is why I'm saying it. This is why I'm saying
I
it
know.
because it's easier to skip it because you're just like, "I don't have time."
I know.
So,
I'll just live on protein bars, which is not good.
no, and that's where, like, again, going back to my little Delta Lounge situation, where they do have, like, hard-boiled eggs. They do have some on-the-go
Yes.
stuff, so you don't
Yes.
have to, like, even sit down. Just, like, run in there, grab your
Yeah.
to-go stuff, and get out of there.
Okay, so protein, so I need to prioritize meals today, protein centric or enough protein in them.
Yep. and
Okay.
then what and then
And
hydrate.
whole food, right? Like, again,
Yeah.
this is key, is I'm at a conference where there are a number of different protein, processed options, and that is not as we're saying, go for the whole food. Try and find
Yeah.
the whole food with the fiber, not the manufactured versions of those things if I can.
No, if you can, right. And so that's where if you're thinking in prioritizing, what can you have in your house? Like, what can you have some like snack bags that you're throwing in of like they have nuts and things like that that you can throw in your travel bag so that you
So I
have
do
those.
have some I do have I do actually have like some things like I'll sometimes I travel with like tuna or like in a pouch that you're
Ouch.
allowed to have
Yeah.
and then but again, I don't crave it. See, this is the problem and I can't open that in the airplane. Like could you imagine like opening up the
No,
tuna on
please
the
don't.
airplane?
No.
And then I bring lupini beans. Like they're already pre-packaged and
Right.
pre-cooked lupini beans because that's really good fiber, and so now you're making me realize I need to eat those lupini beans today.
Yes, and then even on the plane, think about you have the choice of the
I'm gonna go
pistachio.
grab them so people can see them.
Okay, but, like, think about you have the choice of pistachios versus the Vicky's chips, right? So it's like going towards those pistachios is giving you all the good, fats, it's giving you fiber, it's giving you nutrients, it's giving you that. So it's like, again, those choices are going to be more sustainable and get you the nutrients and vitamins that you need. So it's just, again, choices. But, the other day on the plane, I had a white wine and some Cheez-Its. It was
Right,
awesome.
right? We're all human. So, okay, so I
It
have
was
some
great.
goodies in here. So these are the lupini beans.
Okay.
Everybody can see. And look at the nutrition on the back. Can you see
Yeah,
that?
it go up a little bit. There you go. But that's where getting in, go up a little bit more. There we Alright, so we see we have our dietary fiber at 3 grams. We're getting
But that's
in.
for like this
Yeah.
whole but then I want you to multiply for the whole bag.
Well
I'll eat like the whole bag.
that might be a little. Maybe you need to mix it in mix it in with some things too.
But I just want everybody to see, like and this is a bag, like, it's like a regular
Yeah.
easy pouch, and they're, like, ready to go, and then I also travel and I know you don't love this, but it's not awful, right? I travel with these. These are a
No, I don't
favorite,
mind those. I don't mind them.
right?
I
They're because 'cause
personally I personally
they're
love Kind bars just because they have, like, actual real nuts and they have things
well,
and they
these do.
taste
Yeah,
they
they're not processed, but I
yeah.
mean, this is egg whites, cashews, almonds, chocolate, cocoa, and sea salt.
No, they're
And
fine.
then I do travel. I have now the fact that I still have all these items shows you that I
Haven't
like
used them.
eaten them, but I do have this. So
Yeah.
I have Justin's peanut butter in here. And then I have this is my other little bag. I do travel with electrolytes.
Okay.
So like when I get to the hotel, I try and prioritize that. Then I have this is very important is this is my vitamin C. So this is powder. I actually get a
Do
really
you get
high
picked up for
no,
potential
so this is
drugs?
really interesting, Kelly. I have learned. No. So no, it's but you this is not okay, you guys, this is really important. This is travel hack. If you okay, this is really important. Anything that's sweetened with monk fruit will get picked up as a chemical by TSA in any country. I learned this because I was used to travel with a protein powder that had monk fruit in it. And I was in like a foreign country and they like flagged me and my husband's like, "Are you you get
Yeah,
through?"
I
And
don't know if I would take that to Scotland.
well, no. So the vitamin C never causes any issues. This powder, this does not have any
Okay.
anyways, but it's so much better than this is much more bioavailable. I'm forgetting it's called oh, I don't know, another episode I'll share the
Okay.
name, but it's like really bioavailable versus like taking the capsules. So when
I've
I'm
only
traveling to try and support my immune system, like I use this and then I also have this lamadium tincture that I use. And then this is the other. I don't love this, but I like the taste. It's okay. I can't wait for like a version of this that's cleaner to come out, but I do travel with these.
okay.
Um
Um,
protein powder.
So this is good, and this is where understanding, like, what you can put, with you in the car and what you can take with you, what can
Right, because
you
'cause
bring on the
I'm a
plane.
carry-on girl. You and I travel too much that, like, there cannot be connections.
Well, and that's where
I
with
mean, there cannot be a checked bag because of connections.
and that's where just there's a lot that we can put in there to stay healthy though. And so number 1, we're gonna work on your not skipping meals situation.
Okay.
Because that really is putting your body at stress. It really is, and we don't think about that. We've grown up, you and me in the women's world. There's been a decades of restriction, and that's where understanding that that was not helping us. We did not solve the obesity crisis by restriction. It just
No.
doesn't.
Um,
It doesn't
but
work.
and while you do this, I do wanna say somebody did put a comment in
Sure.
that said, and I have never heard of this brand, so we should look at it, but there's a Wellius, Wellious protein powder, which only has 4 ingredients.
Great. Thank you for
So
I think these suggestions are fantastic. This is where one of the number one presentations that we do for like frontline workers and all of it is like, what do you actually eat? What do you actually have for breakfast and lunch and snack? And that presentation, people are like, thank you so much for all of these suggestions of like what you're putting together. So when you're thinking about travel and you're thinking about what you need to do, you always want to go into it. Do I have a protein and a fiber? So there's so many snacks, and I know, like, I a couple weeks ago, I did the whole thing on seed oils, and so just wanted to understand that whole thing because when we get into, like, processed foods, like we're talking about, like, the Sun Chips or the Cheez-Its or whatever, that's where we're living on these snacks, and those snacks have those seed oils, that's what they use. So it's not necessarily that they're all, like, this worst thing for you, but Cheez-Its do not have fiber, they don't don't have nutrients and fiber. They're literally just
I know. Okay, this I have to show everybody this. I'm so excited about this when we talk about things to bring, right?
yeah,
Things to eat, right? We were talking about protein, and fiber. So I just want to show off these 2. So, and then I do want to show you a snack. So this company, so I'm at the Nourishing Change conference, which is retail grocery that is redesigning themselves to like be prevention in the grocery. I don't even I can't right now with like I'm not in a good space with it all, so I'm just going to leave that there. But they did a really good job of selecting like 50 emerging brands to have on the floor.
cool.
And compared to Expo West, it is like nirvana. And this company called Nice Cans is sardines, but they source their
Um,
sardines from Portugal. And these things, you guys, I think sardines. Listen to me. This is how tired I am. Sardines. I think sardines taste nasty. I'm just going to be honest. These things taste like tuna. Like they are so good, Kelly. And they're
well,
like
I
in a
think you have
can.
really nice cans, Ellen.
They have nice cans, and then I wanna show the difference when we talk about these bars and we talk about, like, snacks that are processed, right? Is, like so this is the bag. These are both by the way, these are both emerging brands that were on the floor that were
Good.
amazing. But
So,
then but then look, they gave us this in the friggin' bag because Pepsi gave them a bunch of crap. So that like, look at this,
I
right?
just
I'm
saw them
so
in yeah.
distraught over this.
Well,
This is just awful.
I it's really interesting. So, I was on a panel with Hy-Vee just last week
So
in New
Hy-Vee is
Orleans.
one of the sponsors, as you know.
Well, because they're doing it and did you get to see, like so they've actually brought in, 200 dietitians with pharmacy, with PBMs, with everything together, with the food products, like, it really is an interesting model, but the Cheeto thing is interesting. It is interesting because, again, I think it's like okay, where do we reach people where they're at? Is it better to have a Cheeto that doesn't have dyes? I mean, it's still a Cheeto. It's still a Cheeto. So again, I think that we
Yeah,
need to be
it's the crap in it, right? I
but
mean, this bag is 470 calories. This
that's
bag is
where
470
but
calories.
that's why we have this show. That's why we have this show so that we can say this still is not providing you with any type of nutrients. That's the whole point of this,
Right.
right?
Like, okay, here's a perfect example. This 470 calories, you are not going to feel full. You are not going to feel satisfied. You're just going to like have snacked. Okay. 470 calories. 4 grams of protein, 42 grams of carbs, 410 grams of sodium, and 2 grams of dietary fiber. This is sardines. This whole thing is 440 calories. It has 41 grams of fat because it's in olive oil. You're
Oh,
not going to drink the olive
yeah.
oil out of these fish. So,
Right.
like, it's not going to be 440 calories. And it has a whopping, it has 19 grams of protein in it. Like,
Plus
this is, and
omega-3,
there are
anti
no carbs. There are 0 carbs. This is pure protein. Pure protein. And the oil is the only thing that's adding, it's sardines, organic olive oil, and sea salt.
and
So,
it goes back to our talk about the oil. So that has omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. The Cheetos are gonna have more omega-6, which are pro-inflammatory. So this is where, again, breaking down what you just got in your bag, I think is really helpful for viewers. I think this is where we're trying to get through the noise that
yes.
naked whatever is like, "Oh, those are cute."
And
Yeah,
then
I'd
this
love
is the
to know the
last
name
one
of
I'll
these
show.
emerging brands because it's fun as a dietitian to find out about
Well,
these as
so
well.
that's the cool thing. So guess what we're gonna do? All of these guys wanna partner with the Substack
Good.
and basically give discounts to subscribers to get their food and, like, to be able to get their stuff. But here's the cool part, you guys. We're gonna do we I've met with Gut ID, like, I know them well. Gut ID, Ultra Human was here, and they're getting ready to revamp their CGM thing. Like, we're gonna do a thing for subscribers where they can engage with these brands, um, and get a super deep discount on the food if they'll track their health outcomes from
Cool.
eating the food. So we start to actually engage with this whole thing. So, um, and then the other thing is, I do want to say, Christo, it's interesting. I kind of want to. So Christo said for him, it's black coffee and a banana, and because you can get both at Starbucks checkouts. And what's interesting is for me, I can't just do those two things because the banana is too much of a spike for me without any fiber or protein.
Well,
I
this is
have
where
to
at
add,
Starbucks, go back to him and say, "That's where those egg bites are, like, one of my favorite things in the whole world." I
yeah,
love
yeah,
those egg bites. They're like
yeah, yeah.
deliciousness. So if you
And
put
but
that
even if you're, let's say you're plant based, I mean, so then get some almond butter, right, to go with the banana.
absolutely, you gotta
And then what could
pair.
you throw in for some fiber that you could buy at the Starbucks?
Well, the banana. So
Okay.
the banana is gonna be your fiber and all your nutrients. It has all of your electrolytes. You're trying to get those electrolytes. Pair it in together again with that protein source, and this is where you're not missing anything. That's that pair. That's gonna
Yeah.
stabilize the blood sugar level, make you feel better, reduce those cortisol levels, and make it so you're good to
So what is one thing, Kelly, what is one thing that you want people to do if they travel? Like, what's one suggestion other than joining a airline club?
Delta shout out. Um, but I think if you just go into, do I have a protein in your brain? I want you to think, do I have a protein and fiber here?
And how much protein and how much fiber for that?
Okay, so what we're trying to reach, the ultimate goal is if we can get 15 to 30 grams of protein,
Okay.
and then we are getting 5 to 10 grams of fiber.
And
That
how many calories?
we're not, no, that is a
Okay.
bit, mm-mm.
Okay. We're
No, no,
not gonna do
ma'am.
that.
That is gone. That is gone. Restrictions, sister. Gone.
I love you so
Gone.
much. Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No.
All right, so I got it. So, at
Yeah.
least 15 grams of protein, optimally 30, and 5 to 10 grams of fiber at
Yes.
least.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can focus on that. So my hack that I'm gonna share is don't drink when traveling like this. Try to not drink any alcohol. Not
Awesome.
drink lots of water. Just don't drink alcohol. I used to love to have a glass of wine. Like, it was like, "Oh, I got through it. I'm gonna have a nice glass of." I love brut. I love like a champagne, right? Like a glass of bubbly.
Mhm.
And I have found that just I don't get enough sleep to begin with in this. My nervous system is completely overrun to, just in general. And so unfortunately that nice glass of bubbly, that just from a craving perspective and just holding it and drinking it, and so I'll say that's kind of my piece that really helps
Mhm.
me get through it. So,
Yeah.
all
Well, you
right. Well,
built
you
that.
have to go.
I
I
gotta
have to
go.
go. I'm actually anybody who's here in 2 hours. I'm doing a live stream with Holly Freestadt, who leads Milken's um, whole feeding change, and they just released this amazing report on food as medicine, and really food is health, a framework for that. And so I'm going to do a 20-minute to 30-minute live stream where she's just going to go over it, and then
Good.
we're going to do a deep dive later. But I people should join if they can.
Amazing. Thanks, everybody.
Nectar. Oh, Mark Miller has a tip. Last tip: nectar electrolytes.
Oh,
I've not heard of nectar, so
me
I'll have to.
either. Thank
'Cause
you.
I'm not a huge. I'm good enough with Element, but I have to say, like, I don't feel comfortable that there aren't a lot of chemicals and heavy metals in that. So yeah, and then we just got a link. I'll have to like save this link for cheatdaybydesign.com. Do you know about this?
No.
Okay,
Um,
I'll have to get
cheat
this to you.
cheat day is an interesting concept as well.
I know. I know. We'll have to maybe we'll use this next week, but
Yeah.
it says I know what this is. It says the truth about David protein bars. Yeah, that's a whole
Oh,
thing.
right. That's
That's
a
a whole thing.
that
That's like the seed oil thing.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ellen.
Kelly.
Travel
All right. Have a
safely.
good day.
Thanks, you
Okay.
too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.